6 years ago, at the very first Commitment to Life event, I was the person with AIDS whom Shirley MacLaine introduced to speak on behalf of the clients of AIDS Project Los Angeles. I'm delighted to report that 9 years after first getting sick, I'm still alive, my cancers are in complete remission, and I'm clinically well in all respects. Miracles really do happen. But that night, I was pretty sick at the first Commitment to Life, and I met a man named Barry Krost, who was soon elected to the APLA Board of Directors, on which I also served. One evening, he had a party for major donors at his home in the hills, and I nervously attended as a board member. I was nervous because I was an unemployed person with AIDS, certainly not a major donor, afraid that I didn't have much time left to live, nor much left to offer, particularly at a fancy Hollywood party. And I knew that Barry was a very important and powerful person in the entertainment industry, so I was scared. But Barry made me feel right at home. He remembered how at the first Commitment to Life event, I had tap danced in front of all of Hollywood to show that I was fighting and living with AIDS, not just passively dying. So he asked me in the middle of this Hollywood party to show him a few steps. And after that, we kept bursting into time steps all evening long. Even in that lofty company, he empowered me to be fully alive, even with AIDS. And that is the greatest gift that a buddy can give to a person with AIDS. That night, and every time, he's greeted me with a hug. And his hugs come from that place in his heart where laughter comes from. Barry Krost has been a real buddy to this person with AIDS. His joyous smile and his twinkling sense of humor are far more infectious than HIV could ever be. The work that he's done as a board member of AIDS Project Los Angeles and as producer of the annual Commitment to Life events has gone a long way towards giving people with AIDS life, even in the face of death. So on behalf of everyone with HIV infection and AIDS, and as a member of the AIDS Project Los Angeles Board of Governors, I am greatly honored to present the 1991 Entertainment Industry Buddy of the Year Award with gratitude and with love to Mr. Barry Krost.
Stand here where Ken Hollywood, Whoopi Goldberg, and McKellen stood before. The word buddy, I think all of us that work around APLA know that the buddies are the heroes of the front line. The buddies know about commitment. In fact, the buddies and all the volunteers are really the heart and soul of APLA, and I'm proud. I've had lots of advice this weekend from friends on how to cope with this 2 minutes. Ian McKellen phoned me this morning and said if I stand with my feet apart, all the nerves would go down. It doesn't seem to be working at the moment. Carol Kane had more practical advice. She said it wasn't cool to cruise from a podium. Liz Montgomery said if I'm brief, she'll forgive me anything. And then Bruce Valanche said, you're a man, relax and enjoy it. He's been saying that for years. I mean, but I think the best advice I got the other night when I was really panicked was from John, who said, don't panic, You'll be with friends. Say what you must. Say what's in your heart. And I'm glad to have the opportunity to share with you, my colleagues in the industry, my brothers and sisters, what is in my heart about the context that frames this evening and the recognition that you've given me. The frame for our gathering is a harsh one. It is a frame of a disease and the homophobia, racism and injustice which underlie it. It is a frame of tragedy and horror that takes those we love from us without mercy. It is the frame of a society rooted in hypocrisy, which continues to sentence thousands of us to death while pretending that it has a commitment to life. Many of us gathered here tonight bear the scars of our losses. They are our stigmata, signifying friends lost, signifying an empty place in our life or in our bed. And those of us that work towards ending this Holocaust live with the question of what lies ahead. This question fills my heart with fear. I fear the silence and neglect we continue to face in Washington, a silence only broken by President Bush condemning ACT UP, our warriors, and dividing popular sentiment between innocent victims of HIV disease and the guilty. I fear a social climate of mass hysteria rising as a society grappling with huge domestic conflicts turns its anger on the weak and sick, turns its hate on the different, and turns this nation into a bleak and vengeful place. But most of all, I fear the pain turned inwards, the anger that has imploded in the gay and lesbian communities across this country. This is a source of great disharmony amongst us. This implosion threatens the fragile and critical alliances which are so difficult in a community that crosses such a vast spectrum of people. Our strength lies in our differences. We are all needed. We do need the demonstrators in the streets. We do need the quiet volunteer. We do need the political activist. We do need one another. We need one another to channel our rage and frustration into a force to battle the gods of political self-interest. Unity is a simple word. It sounds like a cliche from the French Revolution. But unity is a difficult concept to live. Its manifestation lies in action. Unity requires a suspension of disbeliefs in each other. It requires a tolerance and communication that are all too easy to discard in the expediency of the moment. It demands respect and honesty. Unity is about endurance, ideas, visions. It requires a generosity of spirit and a relinquishing of control, and that is not easy for any of us. But unity requires above all for us to commit our courage, money, and love, our commitment to life and to each other. And in this hall tonight, for this brief moment, we have formed that unity. Thank you.